the Center for Disease Control, the myth that black men are absent fathers was dispelled. When news outlets report on black fatherhood, it's often depicted as a crisis, further reinforcing the idea that black men are not there to raise their children. But the data that the CDC gathered paints quite a different picture. In the study built upon years of research, the results indicated that black dads are actually more involved with their kids on a daily basis than other racial groups. From changing diapers to playing with their children to helping with homework, black fathers were statistically more hands-on than white and Latino fathers. Tara Culp-Bressler of Think Progress noted that equal numbers of black dads and white dads tend to agree that it's important to be a father who provides emotional support, discipline, and moral guidance. Black dads are even more likely to think it's important to financially provide for their children.
There's been this landmark study from the Center for Disease Control, which debunked many of the myths surrounding black fathers. It found that the majority of black fathers live with their children. Black fathers are more likely to help their children with their homework, prepare meals, bathe and dress their children compared to fathers of other races. So the absent or deadbeat black father myth that many in America believe is really more like a lie.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Today, we're going to do a different video. It's not necessarily about relationships directly. It's more about black men and their status as fathers. How many kids do we actually have? And the kids that we do have, are we involved with them? You saw the first two clips. The first clip was from a CDC study that was done in 2015 under the Obama administration, where it demonstrated that black men are the most active fathers according to that study. And it was done with like 3,000 different women. And black men got the highest rating out of any other racial demographic. And this isn't just by black women. This is also by all groups of women that had children with black men. They rated black men as better fathers, or black men got higher ratings as fathers than any other group. Black men rated the highest. There's only one area we were beat in, and that was actually sitting down to have dinner on a consistent basis with our children. Other than that, we excelled we beat out every other group in every other category. And it made such headlines that even alleged man hater Oprah Winfrey had to say that, you know, the myth of the bad black father is just that, a myth. It's a lie. I ain't gonna get ahead of myself. Cue the intro. Welcome back.
I'm back, ya gold-lit taxes!
I have returned.
If this is your first time finding my channel, the name of my channel is in the intro. Who am I? I'm Unc L. You call me Unc for short. Why? Because I'm old as hell and I'm somebody's uncle. And I'm that uncle that tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Rest in peace, Pops. Miss you every day. Today, I want to talk about black men and the type of fathers they are, because I'm a single dad. And I've told y'all my son is grown now, but I got custody of my son when he was 7. I was 3 years out of prison. I worked my tail off to make sure that dude, he's one of the reasons why I'm so successful, why I'm a homeowner, why I got my HVAC license, because it's like, when it was just me, I was selfish. But when I had someone else to think about my feelings and how I wanted to do things went out the window, it was more important that I could walk around the corner and open my son's bedroom door, and there he is. Because see, when I was in prison, his mama ran off with him, and I'm not even finna go into that. It just got me to thinking, and I've been seeing videos. I got one video by a young lady by the name of Shay Sharday, and another one by a guy named Sergeant Willie P, SWP. His channel's banging. He does monologues that are deep and often fact-filled. I'm not finna keep running my mouth. But before we get into the content, if you would, please give me a like, please give me a sub, and please give me a share. Give me a comment too. Thumbs up, thumbs down, fist, whatever. Let me know how I'm doing, because I'm trying to improve, but I'm learning all this on the fly. And most importantly, please give me a sub. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subs, y'all. Help! With that said, let's get into the content.
So there are a lot of misconceptions about deadbeat baby daddies in the Black community. I think there's this idea that the majority of Black men are going around and creating kids out of wedlock and creating these broken homes, and it's just not true.
Damn right!
I mean, first of all, 54% of Black men under the age of 50 in America don't even have kids. Like, the majority of Black men under the age of 50 in America are not even in the conversation. They're not even in the room. They don't have children.
This video is going to be boring for some people because I'm coming with numbers, receipts, as they say. There are roughly 19.8 million Black men in the United States, right? Let's just round it up to 20 million. Let's not do all these decimal points here. 54% of Black men don't have kids. So what does that mean? Flip those numbers. That means 46% of Black men do have children. So let's do the math on that. 46% of 20 million is 9.2 million. So there are 9.2 million Black fathers in America right now. Let's continue.
So already when you're talking about Black fathers, like, you're looking at a minority of Black American men, believe it or not.
You liar!
And then of those men who do have kids, and then those men who have kids with multiple women, that's 32%. 32% of Black fathers are having kids with multiple women. So, like, you're talking about a minority of a minority.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
So 32% of Black fathers have multiple kids by multiple women. This isn't 32% of all Black men. This isn't 32% of 20 million. This is 32% of the number of Black fathers. 32% of the Black male fathers, which is 9.2 million fathers, 32% of that number have multiple kids by multiple women. What is that number? That means 2.9 million Black men out of 20 million are the guys that are having multiple baby mamas and multiple kids and helping to create multiple broken homes. Let's continue.
Now, the crazy thing is that when you look at women, it's actually different. It is Black mothers who have kids with multiple men. It's 59%. 59% of Black mothers.
Brother,
who have multiple kids have kids with multiple men. So the numbers are actually significantly different. You have 59% of Black women, multiple baby daddies. 32% of Black fathers, multiple baby mamas. Like, those numbers are quite significantly different.
you don't say!
Okay, let's do the demographic information for Black women. There are 21.5 million Black women in America, right? 61% of those women are mothers. What's that number? That means there are 13.1 million mothers, Black women that are mothers in this country right now. 59% of those women that have more than one kid have multiple baby daddies. What's that number? Of that 13.1 million Black women that have multiple kids, 7.7 million of those women have multiple baby daddies. I'm just trying to lay the numbers out so we can see them. And I'm trying to break it down and explain it, even though I know some folks' eyes are glazing over. I'm trying to break it down simply.
But wait! There's more!
Let's continue.
I was asked, where do I get the 77% of Black women by age 25? 77% of the Black women who are mothers who will ever become mothers are mothers by age 25.
What? What the fuck?
And if you look at this is the CDC report chart. Fertility, CDC, what is it? I think it's, just type in fertility CDC 2015 to 2019, PDF 179. And it should come up. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, page 15 and 16, this is the table on when black men and women are becoming parents, when they are becoming parents. So 42.2% of black women are having kids underneath the age of 20. And then the next group up, 34.9% of the black women who will ever become mothers are having kids in that 20 to 24 range.
Also, black women in America have 1 million more kids than black men.
Damn!
I mean, these are the stats that I went over in my recent live. You can check out Black Demographics. I mean, there are plenty of resources out there. But the crazy thing that this is showing me is that when we're thinking about the pookydemic, right, and all these broken households and, you know, dads aren't there and all these kids who are raised without their dad and the anger and the frustration that can bring, like, we're really actually looking at a minority of black men who are getting in these situations with black women, creating these babies, creating these households, and it's causing all of this disarray. And it is a minority of black men who are doing this. It is not the majority.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
Okay, those figures are from the numbers that I showed. That's from my guy Sergeant Willie Pete's channel. I'm gonna put a link to the direct, it's a National Health Statistics CDC study where he got those numbers from. I went and looked at it. You can verify this yourself. I'm gonna leave a receipt so you can verify these numbers and just know that I'm not pulling these out my keister. You know what I mean? These are the numbers these are the demographic statistical numbers that the government has analyzed and pulled, right? Okay, so what those numbers say is roughly over 70% of black women who have children, which is 9.2 million. 70% of that 9.2 million, they have babies before the age of 25.
%14 of the black young men who will ever become fathers have their child under the age of 20. So already we got a discrepancy, because while 42.2% of black women are having their 42% of the black women who will ever become mothers, I got to be careful with what I'm saying. It's not of the total population of black women. It's just of the mothers. Okay. So you have 42.2% of black women who will ever become mothers becoming mothers under the age of 20, and you have only 14.1% of black boys or black young men who will ever become fathers becoming fathers under the age of 20.
And so I think when we have these conversations about what is causing issues in the black family, what is causing the black family to break down, who's to blame, who's responsible, it's really important to actually start to look at the behavior.
So clearly, black women are getting with the men that are the next cohort up, which is the 20 to 24 year old group.
Makes sense.
And that for black men is 38.0% of black men are becoming fathers in that 20, or of the men who will ever become fathers are becoming fathers in that 20 to 24 year old group.
So what does that mean? Previously, you saw that over 70% of black women who become mothers before the age of 25. only about 52% of black men who have kids before the age of 25. So what does that mean? That means that when a young man who's from the age of, let's say, 18 to 25 goes out to try to find a wife and start his own family, 70% of the women he runs across are going to have kids from another man already.
Exactly.
Let's continue.
And while I know it's really commonplace and there's so much narrative about the way in which black men are not showing up, we have to be reminded that that is actually a minority. And even when it comes to black women, we also have to ask ourselves, okay, so why are there more black women out there who are choosing a smaller percentage of men?
The biggest spike for black men to become fathers is in the 20 to 24 group. And then it kind of spreads out more evenly as black men get older. There's twice as many black men who wait after 25 than with black women, and twice as many black men who wait until after 30 to become fathers.
So that means that young black men under the age of 30 who want to start a family with a black woman, there's a 70% chance that that woman is gonna have children already. Hell, if he's 25, there's a 70% chance that woman is gonna have a kid already. Right? We're not done yet. Let's continue.
What is it about those ladies, like I said, 59% who have multiple kids are doing it with different baby daddies? Why? What is causing this trend? And so I think there's a lot more that needs to be asked and discussed before we're so quick to be like, just blame my black man, or it's just black men's fault, or they're not showing up, or whatever. I'm like, there really are things that are happening on both sides that need to be addressed. And also, majority of black men actually just aren't doing that.
Okay, let me break it down for you simply and in hard numbers. Of the black women in this country that have children, 6.4 million of them have multiple kids by multiple men.
Sensational.
Of the black men that have children in this country, 2.9 million of those men have multiple kids by multiple women. What does that mean? That means that 2.9 million men, they are the ones that are primarily responsible for the 70% fatherless households, because they have multiple kids by multiple women, and they have to split their resources between multiple families, and it just doesn't work. It does not work. The question is, why is a minority of women choosing to have all these babies by this small group of men? That's something for the ladies to answer. But I wanted to present hard numbers to show you black men get the blame for all these so-called broken households, but how are you going to blame the group that has less children? How are you going to blame the group that is smaller in the population? So we're a smaller number in the population, we have less children, yet it's our fault that all these broken homes exist? No. It is the fault, mostly, I'm not saying men do not play a part in this, but these chicks be having, how many baby mamas Future got? How many baby mamas Nick Cannon got? How many baby mamas do these NBAs and NFL stars got? Most 54% of black men don't have kids. They're not even in the discussion. So I wanted to lay this out like this with the hard numbers. I'm not gonna monologue and continue to speak on. I just wanted to start the discussion. So when somebody tries to point the finger at black men and it's black men's fault and black men are doing this and that, you can pull up this video, and I'm finna link other videos to it. I'm finna link the CDC studies to it. You can pull up this video and they can go examine the information for themselves. With that said, I appreciate y'all stopping through. If you would, give me a like, give me a share, give me a sub. Shout out to Shay Sade. Shout out to Sergeant Willie Pete, SWP. Go over there, give them a like, give them a sub, give them a share. With that said, I'll see you on the next one. Toodles.